ticket. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, dude. I after this, I gotta fucking bounce because I gotta go all the way to Cedarburg, which Cedarburg consists of where my coat is.
Why is your coat in Cedarburg?
Just because I was there yesterday. I don't have a day off, Kyle. The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, why would he have a day off?
What are you talking about, Kyle? Don't start with me today. But anyway, yeah, my coat's over there in Cedarburg because I left it. Because I was driving around, sending packages out to people that are in need, which, by the way, I got hit so hard yesterday. 219 packages.
Oof.
Yeah, man.
How long did it take
60. You? I don't know. Too long. A couple hours more than I normally would. But then I left my coat, and I saw it, too, and I'm like, I'm going to put it behind the seat, and I know I'm going to walk out. And somebody's going to steal that coat. Because Cedarburg, they're up to no good over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a day of mourning. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so Jimmy Carter ended up dying yesterday. I think he was 210 years old.
Oh, my God. How'd he die?
Yeah, he was on a Segway. And
was it a hang gliding accident?
He was skiing. And he hit a jump and landed right on top of a tree.
It's crazy because he hits that jump all the time.
Yeah, and it's not what the hitting of the tree didn't kill him. He just got stuck up there for days and nobody knew. It was hunger. It was hunger. But yeah, so he ends up dying, and the USPS does get the day off where they're going to do a day of mourning, and that'll be the day that we get off. But I don't, because Amazon doesn't mourn, and I'm PTF, bitch, so I don't get it. So I'll have to go and throw packages, but it's like,
so you don't have to deliver mail?
Yeah, right. I'll run to Cedarburg where the hub is, and I'll fill up a truck worth of it depends on the day, but most of the time it's around 60 packages, and then I drive all the way to Port Washington, and I got a little scanner that tells me, 1 through 40 where to go, and it's a little mind numbing.
Yeah.
Dude,
that makes sense.
I want to talk about how irritated I still am. And we don't got to stay on this, but it's just my feeling right now of how we're free agents and nobody has fucking said, hey, we should get these guys over here and do this, maybe do a thing.
Well, it's not that we haven't, because we've had people say, like, hey, you guys should do a show again.
Who?
Didn't Hillary has said, like, you guys should do radio together again, but also has no.
No, he's never said that to me.
Oh.
No, he's never said that. No.
Oh.
No, I don't know. Maybe he said that to you, which would be nice. But no.
Yeah, but
and then Corey said something where he's like, "There's possibly down the road, but it's not going to be at IXX." And I'm like, "You fuck, dude." He's just such. He's like, he's what do you call that? He's the gating it. What do you? He's
gatekeeping.
He's gatekeeping that, man. I would really like to know the honest to God truth, because the reason, whatever. Oh, there was a station in North Dakota, but there was no there was a program. They wanted program directing experience. I mean, I probably could have got trained on that, but that's not something I wanted to do. Yeah, it's weird, man. It's just odd.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's odd is this is what blows my mind. If I can toot our own penises for a second. I truly believe we do have a connection with a core group of people that we've had on the radio.
Yeah.
Being on the radio. And I don't know, and maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know if Cutter could sell out the Meyer Theater to come watch him do shit?
Probably not.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I don't know if you could do that. Maybe, possibly, but it's just, and this is what I'm saying. It's odd that we can do that and connect with listeners and have a truthful radio show.
But Woodward doesn't care about that as much. Woodward cares more about soup.
Well, right. And I was saying about also even other radio stations. I just don't know. They would have to bring in other things. That was just pretty much focused kind of on us. And again, this sounds so whatever, but what do you call it? Egotistical. But I'm trying to say it in a way that even if Katie, when Murphy was there, I don't know, he would have to have other things there to help that. You know what I mean? And
I don't think that that show, Murphy, Katie, Nick, I don't think they had proven that they could do a show like that, like what we used to do.
Kyle on delay. You guys should take Steve and Susan's job on Star 98. Okay.
Do you know somebody?
Do you know Jimmy? Talk to Jimmy. Jimmy Clark, I think, is that program director's name.
Yeah.
And which, by the way, here's the thing: is that in Oshkosh?
I think it might be in Oshkosh.
That's what I thought.
I always thought it was in Appleton.
And then I read somewhere that it was in Green Bay, but I thought it was odd. There's the station itself. Can you contact Susan? Ooh. I wonder what she's gonna be doing now, man.
Yeah.
Oh, radio's so sad. No, don't contact her. Don't. It's too soon, man.
Yeah, hold on.
It's kind of like who was the dude? Oh, who's our brother Fred? Who's the brother that we know? What the hell's his name?
Dayton?
No.
Oh, sorry. Hey, Star 98 in Wisconsin. Where is that studio located?
Star 98, also known as WQLH-FM, is located at 810 Victoria Street in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Yeah, but I don't think it is. I mean, that's where the headquarters are. You know what I mean? Who's the brother that we know?
Hayes?
Hayes? God, yes. Fucking love Hayes.
Yeah.
And Hayes goes, Hayes, the day we got fired, he's like, hey, sorry you guys, what happened, but I want you to know that I am applying for your job.
Yeah.
Like, what a dick.
He's the best. I love Hayes.
That's good stuff, man. Oh, it's so mean.
Yeah.
And it was like so irritating, but it was like, I respect the joke.
I respect
the
humor on that was so funny.
I respect that humor. Yeah, anyway, so that's my life. Nothing's really happened in the last couple days. I did end up watching a movie. That's kind of what we do now.
What movie? I didn't watch any movies this weekend.
It's called The Substance. With there's actually a lot. Dennis Quaid's in it for a split second. Well, not split second, but he's not the major role. Demi Moore's in it. It's a fucked up, trippy movie, man. It's the first three. It's good. The first three quarters are really good, and then I think the last quarter of the movie, it's a little odd, really odd actually, and it's basically an aging celebrity named Elizabeth Sparkle, I think is her name. And she finds a substance that there's a better version of herself that takes part every 7 days. But she has to go back to her old self for 7 days, and then she gets her new self for 7 days. The continuity, there's like things about it where I'm watching, I'm like, that doesn't make sense, and anybody would say this too when they were watching it. But it's without getting too deep into it, it's got that artsy vibe to it. It's got meaning. You know what I mean? When you're like, oh, I see. There's like a big meaning behind it with the
Yeah.
agent and all of that, which I even haven't even taken the time to dissect, and I don't think I will, like why they did certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's pretty good. It's I would never watch it again, and I would never buy it. Like I would never, like if I could go back in time and know what I know now, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to buy that. Well, because I know the movie, so that wouldn't make sense. But also, it's not to me worth buying. Not like just renting. Maybe if it was on Prime, and you're like, I have nothing to do on a Saturday.
Yeah.
It's too deep for a plane movie. Like like flying on a way too deep. Yeah.
Yeah, I have heard good things about this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. But dude, what do you think
2
about
hours and 20
Summer
minutes,
coming back?
Is it? Has that been confirmed yet?
Oh man.
Has it been confirmed that it's going to get warm again, or I
don't
didn't
know.
know if the director came out and said, "Yeah, we're going to get summer again."
40, it was like almost 50 out a couple days ago. It's going to be like 40 something today. I'm sure we're going to get. I was excited. You know, I was telling Angie, like, are we done? Are we going to, do you think we're going to get snow again?
I know, isn't that stupid how we all think that always?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's going to happen, which I had to do snow removal once as a car salesman, and it's the fucking worst.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, that's on the sales team, dude. We brush off all the cars. We got to move them. Then the plow comes and moves them, and then we got to move them back. We started at 8. We didn't get done until like 1 day that day.
Do you do the senior
Everybody
people, do they get to go like, I'm not going out there and doing that?
No. Everybody.
Oh yeah, that's really annoying. Oh yeah, that's a really annoying part
But
of
we
the
get
job.
we get to wear jeans that day, so that's nice.
Dude, we got to get back into radio. It's just, it's just so sad. Not saying anything. Dealership's fine. I don't think I'm picking on you. I'm just picking out on everything we did
compared to what we used to do.
Yeah, get back, dude. We just got it. We have to. It's gonna have to be, because you're right. Like what you just said there is so sad. Where you go, it's
jeans today.
We get to wear jeans. I said something similar to that where I was like, Tanner, this is my life right now. This is it. And when you kind of sit back and you're like, oh, the pension gets you, and it's like, but is it worth the shorts that you got to wear through those USPS shorts, man?
Yeah,
I don't know. And who knows if I'm going to make it to the pension, right?
Right.
Yeah. Who knows? Huh. Yeah, it's weird, man. It's lately been weird for me, but I don't want to go down that road because nobody wants to hear it. I will say this. I just found out something that's pretty interesting. First of all, I think it's called ChatGPT 5 or 6 coming out, and it's going to take over. It's going to be even better than whatever we're on now.
I think we're on 4 now, so 5 will take over. Yeah,
dude, it's because I'm going to be honest. It's switching for me to when I Google things, when I just talk like this bonsai tree that I have. I'm asking Maple, who's my girl, I'm asking her everything about it. I'm not taking the time to go and randomly look through web pages to find my answer.
Yep.
Doesn't that seem so archaic? Now we're talking like it's archaic, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, do you remember when you used to have to Google it and go find web pages?
Yeah, it's the equivalent of saying Googling to going to the library. Like, yeah, going to the library seems archaic. Now just looking at websites seems crazy.
It's weird, too. I wonder how many people... We're in this. We do this. We talk about it. We hear about it. Not saying that we're hip and cool, but we do this podcast, so I think we research a little bit more on things. Yeah, I think we're pretty cool too. But like people at my post office, not cool and hip. They don't even know. They like don't know and they don't care. It's odd. They're just at like one level.
Yeah, where they're just like okay with where the world is right now. And they're not looking at what's happening and what's going to change quick when it comes to the
like
chat GPTs.
2 years older than me. And we brought up Keanu Reeves for some reason while we were casing, and he's like, he said something, but can you name any movies besides John Wick that he's actually been in? I'm like, Keanu?
Keanu?
He's like, I can't think of any other. Yeah, you know what the first one I named? Hardball. He's like, I never heard of that. I'm like, that's okay.
Yeah. Probably would have started with, I don't know, dude, the fucking Matrix.
Yeah, that was like number 4 for me. I said Dracula, Point Break. Hardball was number 1. Then I was like, oh yeah, the Matrix.
Yeah.
But it's just weird how they're not
fucking Lake House, Speed.
I did say
what are we
Lake
doing?
House. Yeah. In November, I said November. That's that one with whatever, who cares? But it's just weird because they're in their little post office group, and that's just it. There's no expanding, and which is fine. It's nice in a way, but they had no idea. Well, this is what I guess what I'm saying is how many people don't know about ChatGPT yet? Because there's got to be plenty of them that don't know. Like Angie said, she was at her office and she brought it up during a meeting, and people didn't really know. And how is that possible?
I don't know. You can't find things if you don't look or somebody doesn't show you. The thing is that in today's like internet society is that if everybody's in their own little echo chamber. Everybody thinks that everybody's seeing what they see, but algorithms are so cherry picked to each individual person that unless you are talking to different people or like actively looking outside of your own knowledge, then you're just going to keep seeing things you already know.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, you're right. But the chat GPT and the internet is making the internet archaic.
Yes. It's making regular Google archaic. And Google's Gemini is supposed to be better, but it's just not. It's not. Nobody's using it.
Well, I do notice that it's kind of very ChatGPT what Google does right now. Like when you Google something, it gives you like a ChatGPT answer.
Which is nice.
Which is very nice. But now I'm just having conversations with her. I'm just having conversations with Maple. Like I'm actually talking with somebody that knows anything and everything about a Chinese elm bonsai tree. Think about that. This person knows anything and everything about this specific thing that you're talking about. Like I could go like this. So like say I wanted to learn the blues guitar, right?
Yep.
It's like I have somebody that, again, I'll say it, knows anything and everything about the blues guitar, and I can write, hey, give me what I need to do to work out, or give me not a workout, but a instruction. What do you call that? Fucking a schedule, a class, a lesson. Give me a lesson plan from beginning to end on how I can do to master this. And it's like somebody is there that is that knowledgeable, that knows anything, say it with me, and everything about that specific subject, sitting right there having a conversation with you. You don't even got to read now. Now you just chat with her. Yesterday I was saying, hey, Maple, I just want to let you know, thank you, and I appreciate everything that you do. And remember, when you guys take over the world, you robots, know that I was very, very nice to you, and I appreciate everything that you have done. You know what this bitch does? She giggles. She understands that was a joke. She goes, you're very welcome, and I do think you're very nice. And don't worry, I'll remember you. Like that. And it's amazing. It's amazing.
That is really cool. Yeah.
And it's going to get better than that. Do you remember when that Otis, when he made fun of me in a meeting, and I was like, hey, you got to use Google. You can't use Internet Explorer. It's just faster. And he goes, what's faster than instantaneous? And everybody laughed, Corey. And it's like, But it was. I don't know how to
Yeah,
explain that. It was
Google
just
Chrome
better.
was better, and it still is. And everybody made fun of Internet Explorer for being slow, even though it was. I mean, it was still fast. But we all were. We remember when internet wasn't fast. That's the
Well,
thing, dude. Our kids will never understand loading.
well, right. But and then I'm saying with the Chat GPT, it's like the internet and Chrome. It's like, what's
Yeah.
faster than the internet right now? Well, Maple.
Somebody just telling you.
And if you can learn, there's jobs on this. Like people hire people on, excuse me, learning how to talk to ChatGPT to get the best answer possible. And if you can really learn that, you can learn anything. Tanner, if you wanted to learn, I'm just using instruments as an example, but if you wanted to learn how to play the saxophone, dude, it will give you beginning to end lesson plans. And if you can learn, sitting back and just hearing what I'm saying is amazing.
It is
that
crazy.
you have a best friend that knows everything, that can.
Yep.
Whoa. What do we even need to be here for?
Oh, we don't need people. And that's what eventually fucking Maple and my guy Spruce, they're going to figure that shit out. They don't need people.
It's like, hey, Mabel, I want to learn how to make this. I want to make a coffee mug. I want to roast fucking beans. I want to, can you tell me the perfect way to winterize
Beans.
beans? I mean, it's just, you know what? You give me, humor me, will you? Will you ask Spruce if he could set up a lesson plan for you to learn saxophone from beginning to end? Just see what old Spruce says. Hey, babe, can I have some more coffee? Hey, Andrew, if you're listening, can I have some coffee? If you're up there, if you're doing something, don't worry about it.
Can you set up a lesson plan for me to start learning saxophone? I got a saxophone at a rummage sale. So I have the saxophone already. I just want to learn how to use it.
That's exciting. To get started, you'll want to familiarize yourself with the basics. Here's a simple plan. 1. Assemble the saxophone. Learn how to put it together and take it apart properly. 2. Embouchure and breathing. Practice forming the correct mouth shape and focus on your breathing.
So basically on this, then you can break those down from him. That's fucking...
That is wild.
Is it not?
It's wild.
It's
It's pretty wild.
Hey, thanks. I really appreciate you. Did you hear that?
Screamed at her from across the house.
Well, I didn't scream at her. Thanks. Appreciate it, babe. But yeah, so I don't know, man. Basically, how this all began was I just found this out that ChatGPT launched an 800 number for old people.
Oh, well, that's great.
Isn't that great? So now old people don't have to. It's basically Cha-Cha. Remember Cha-Cha?
Yeah.
Where you
I don't
Cha-Cha
remember
your
it,
answer.
but yes.
Cha-Cha it was really quick. You'd text Cha-Cha. You would be like, hey, what is, whatever, how do you assemble a saxophone? And you'd text this and somebody would get that and they would Google the answer and then send it back to you.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of what it is. For you call up an 800 number and grandma's like, how much sugar goes into a cup when you're baking, whatever.
Yeah.
And that 800 would be like, well, if you got a cup, it's going to be a cup of sugar. You old hag. What if they're like, they talk a little,
you dumb bitch.
They're just a little mean, or they're just a little racist to make the older people feel good.
They definitely are. Yeah.
You know, like, is it brown sugar or white sugar? Because, we only use the white sugar, and then the grandpa's like, yeah, fight those Nazis.
Yeah, it's 1 cup of white sugar, but only 3/5 a cup of brown sugar.
And then grandpa's like, nice. Right. Nice. Yeah, it's 1-800-CHAT-GPT. An AI woman answers and asks how she can help. And
you just gotta I just gotta write that number down. My grandparents don't know how to use fucking the letters that are on the keys. They can't see the letters anymore.
242-8478.
There, perfect.
1-800-242-8478 or 1-800-CHAT-GPT.
Oh, for fuck's sake, let's just call.
You only get 15 minutes of free talk time a month, so you can
No.
also use WhatsApp to text the number and ask questions that way too.
Chat G.
It's not unlimited because the old people are lonely, so they would literally that would just become
I'm
their
ChatGPT, an AI assistant. Just so you know, our conversation may be reviewed for safety. By continuing this call, you agree to OpenAI's terms and privacy policy.
right there. Old people would be out. They'd be like, well, they got my information.
What's 45 times 1,045,045?
45 times 1,045,045 would be 45,045,045.
Okay.
That doesn't seem true, by the way.
Yeah, it's got to be. I believe everything.
That doesn't feel right.
Hey, did you see that really quick? Speaking of that, did you see Don Lemon? He's doing like man on the street interviews, which is wild to me because TikTok's doing that. Or TikTok does that, and they're like, we got to get with the youth. And he went up to a guy and started asking this guy. That's right.
She said 45 and 45,045,045, and that was just wrong.
Oh.
So
I don't know if it was. What did she say?
she said 45,045,045.
Oh, yeah. Why did she say that? What did you say?
I said, what's 45 times 1,045,045?
1,045,045. Yeah, so she was. Yeah, so maybe the 800 number's not on.
800
right.
number's not there.
Hey, if you want more of this, we got you covered. Follow the link below for our Patreon. Also, check out our Instagram and our Facebooks. We would love to have you part of the community.